Today on the channel, we're back at it with the G.I. Joe Classified series, this time with one of the first Joes I had as a little boy in Airtight.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got an old favorite of mine personally in Airtight. But for all your Airtight needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up JaysToysandGames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there, and I did just literally today pick this up over there at Jay's Toys and Games. They got him, they got Overkill, they got Sundown, they got the Retros. They got a lot of stuff. Save yourself 15%. Head over to Jay's. Check the new arrivals. All that kind of fun stuff. And speaking of fun stuff, that's G.I. Joe. And we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Airtight, one of the first Joes I had as a little kid. I had Blowtorch. Of course, you had to have Flint. Crankcase. Oh, I love a little crankcase. Tommy McFarlane had Airtight. And Airtight was a favorite of mine, but also a complicated character because he always had his mask on. You couldn't remove the mask. He was one of those. Now, all these years later, you can remove the mask, which is always fun. And Airtight was, I believe, from Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. Probably enjoy it. It's a good old New Haven, Connecticut-style pizza. And didn't really have a ton of screen time in the cartoon as a kid. Was it the Games Master episode? Is that the one? Probably the most famous episode with Airtight. But I always did like him as a bit of a trooper there. Not quite to the Flint level, as we do know, but I always did like Airtight. And I don't know if you heard this either, Tom McFarlane, about Airtight. He got that name from Duke. Duke would always say, man, I love being airtight. I love being airtight. I wouldn't look up that definition if I was you guys. I would not do that. But Duke always said, I want to be airtight. And somehow in that, with Duke being the leader of the Joe team, he did put the name Airtight on him. And he's like, oh, man, I got to be airtight, but I got to listen to Duke. And then Flint, came over and said, don't listen to him. You can be airtight. We'll get you where you need to be. And the rest was history with that Joe team. Flint coming in and console him as Duke wanted to go airtight all the time. We know what he's up to, of course. He's representing some things. I don't know. But the more you know, folks, the more you know, G.I. Joe style. But there it is. Old Airtight himself looking good in that yellow. That yellow always pops against the green. Of course, as you can imagine, Airtight, a massive Oakland A's fan back then. He was a 70s fan, though. He loved the Reggie Jackson years. That was before my time. I was always about those 89 A's, but he loves the Vita Blue, the Goose Gossage days, and so forth. I can't say I blame him. I would have been a fan, too, in those days as well. He told me many years spent at the Oakland Coliseum in the heyday. So shout out to Airtight for being a big A's fan. Looking good in the packaging. 198, we're jumping all over. Just yesterday, we did Destro and the Despoiler. I think that was 203, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're back down to 198. The order's all over the place here. QR code if you want it. And on the back, Airtight showing off some of his wares, and we'll show those off here in a second. Jibber jabber down low as well. Let's see what's going on with old Airtight. Let's see what's happening. See you later, Spider-Man style. Watch out for that. See you later, Joe style. See you later, Joe style. Goodbye. All right, plastic prison for Airtight. No twist ties. No McFarlane, no Mattel with this one. So we do got some weapons. And we do got a backpack, and we do got the helmet. That is very cool to get Airtight helmet on, helmet off edition. Probably have to display him helmet on, but it's nice to have options. It's always great to have options in life. Do I do option A? Do I do option B? Who knows? See you later. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Airtight a Tiger Force member? Maybe an international Tiger Force member? Brazil, I think, always had those Tiger Force things. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe he was a member of the Tiger Force. So expect a repaint down the line. We'll see what happens. But man, oh man, looking good here. Looking good out of the package. Let's dive into the accessories first. We do got a little pistol. Got it ready to go. You never know. We got a little side hip piece over here to store it in. Bam, quick draw. Like a young Sundown. We'll unbox him on the channel as well. But looking pretty good here. Now you do get a little hose. Looks like it fell out. Yep, it did. It fell out of his mask right here. So I'm going to try to put that back in. I'll have to play with that a little bit, I think. But you do got the helmet there. We'll get into that in a second. Now, we do got his big, like, bio cleanup vacuum, and I believe he was cleaning up Duke's bathroom. That's what he got put on position. Hey, you're new to the Joe team. I need you at my apartment. And, of course, Duke cheating on his whole family, as we do know. He actually dates Scarlett on the side. Duke has a whole family. I don't know if you guys knew that. But he's like, yeah, I got a lot of chemical problems. A lot of seepage. Seepage? We'll go with seepage in his apartment. He'd say, Airtight, get in there with that fancy gun of yours, that big old vacuum gun, and suck all that stuff up. And he tried to make him suck it up a different way, but Airtight said, I'll use my weapon. I'll use my weapon. But looking good right here, all in black, a brand new one for the Joe team. I got to say, when I was a little kid, I always put this one away in my fodder drawer. I had a drawer full of my accessories and weapons. I had this like old drawer, and I'd put it all in there with toys, and I'd keep my stuff cleaned up. I never used this because it didn't feel like a weapon to me, so I'd give him like just a rifle or something like that. Choose your own adventure here, though, nice in black color. Got that going on. You also got the big hose. We've seen these with the Techno Vipers. We've seen these numerous times. Always hated these as a little kid. I never used them because they just got in the way. But we got them here now. So obviously you can probably, plug it in on the end here. Probably plug the other end into his backpack, I would imagine. And he's going to suck up all of Duke's seepage. That's what he's going to do. Oh, a job I would never want. I would never want. But it looks good. You do get the backpack. Plugs in G.I. Joe style, all in the green color. I was going to say, does this fit on the back? It does not. I was wondering if this kind of fit back here. That would have been nice if you could have stored it there. Not the case, though, it looks like. Not the case, I don't believe. But there it is. You do get the backpack, you get the weapons. Now we're diving into Airtight. We're going to dive into the helmet here. Classic Airtight helmet. Always looking cool. Looks like other helmets in the Joe universe a little bit there. But it does look nice. You got the visor in the middle. You got a little bit of a face mask there. You got the wires coming out of there as well. You got to have those going on. Looking pretty good. No issues with that. Obviously, the helmet goes on and off. I will probably display him on the helmet, but I like to have the option to have helmet on or helmet off. But I feel like to really complete Airtight, you got to have the helmet on him. Now, a really good head sculpt on this guy, on old Airtight, was his name Kurt? Is it Kurt? I could be wrong on that. Kurt with the K? Could be. Todd McFarlane? Could be. But he looks like somebody, I'm not sure who, though. But he looks very stoic, very plain Jane. But this is a nice head like you could use with Marvel Legends. You pop this out, put it on a suited body. This could be somebody else if you wanted to. But it is a very nice head sculpt on here. And he does got a frown on his face there. And you would too if you had to deal with Duke on a daily basis, cleaning up his seepage and all other things. And then every day Duke saying, Airtight, can we go back and get Airtight together? And Airtight wants no piece of this. He wants no piece of this. Of course, he wants to join the Tiger Force. And that came many years later, as we do know. But Airtight does look good. I like this stoic, kind of angry head sculpt on him. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. And a receding hairline. All male pattern baldness. Even gets the Joe team every once in a while. He does got the vest over the top. Vest is not removable, but it really does clang and bang around a little bit there. You do got a little readout in the front, a little black tank sensor on the front as well. Some piping going on in there, looking pretty nice. You got the hole in the back for the G.I. Joe backpacks, traditional as we know on that. You got the yellow bodysuit over the top here, like the mole rats we've had. The Toxel Viper, he might even have this, if I'm not mistaken. But we have seen this body, I believe, a time or two, and wouldn't be shocked to see it. It's a good one for many a different Joe and Cobra over the years. But looks good with the yellow, and dare I say, even a little bit of black here. Now, normally that was where we cue up Michael Sweet and Striper and stuff. Not doing that to here today. Not enough black to warrant the Striper on this one. But he's got the black knee pads. Save your joke, Todd McFarlane. He's got those going on. Black belt buckle, but you got the green gloves, the green forearm guards. So it's the black, green, and yellow attack. I will say, not bright colors. It's not like it's pink. It's not like it's electric blue or something. But man, this one does pop, though, in the color scheme. It's probably those Oakland A's colors, of course, as we do know. But it does look really nice. Got the holster on the side we talked about earlier. Got the green boots going on as well. Arms all the way around for us here. Bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows. You got the butterfly shoulders in there as well. 2 trigger hands ready to go, ready to fire at a moment's notice. Head back and forth, side to side. You also got some neck articulation in there. Got the old ab crunch and waist articulation. Got to have those Joe drop down hips. Big old Airtight splits if you do need them. Leg goes up for the big boot. Thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. Boot cut. And then ankles back, forth, side to side. Up and down. Playing all those usual G.I. Joe classified hits here. He does got that holster on the side. It does kind of bounce around, slip around. Not a big fan of that, but you can't fight City Hall either. How well does this helmet go on? Feels like these helmets go on very, very tight. They don't have the give. I would like a little bit more give on these helmets. Maybe it's just me. Uh-oh, knocking off hoses again. Is that what we're calling it around here now? I guess. But man, that is airtight all day long. But that is a tight helmet on him. I hate it because you always run the risk of like scratching their nose or scratching the paint on the nose when you're trying to take those helmets off. But like a young Steel Brigade member, he's going to wear that helmet is what he's going to do. But it is airtight and it is classic. This one just transports me back to my childhood. A lot of fun playing days when I just had a little Joe army. Once upon a time, before that army grew large into the early 90s and so forth, it was pretty fun, and airtight was a big part of my early Joe playing days as a kid. Very fun to get it all these years later. But what's your thoughts on old airtight? You here for this one? You going to pick this one up? You going to get a different version of airtight if it comes down the line? What's your thoughts on airtight? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video, of course this very video, subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel, check out Patreon, check out YouTube channel memberships for early access to the videos, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for G.I. Joe Classified Series Airtight, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
And when the time